Dire team ban.
Indicator je lalu. Indicator je lalu. Indicator je lalu.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant. Dire team ban. Radiant. Radiant team pick.
Treant Protector. Runic.
Dire team pick. Radiant team ban.
Hello, testing. Alright.
Radiant team ban.
Alright, I'm back. I know that's like bad news, I'm back. Sorry about that. Right, too much entangling going on right here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the AMD DotA 2 Invitational
10 seconds remaining.
Tournament 2013. My name is Flavor, and right now we are featuring the semi-finals in the losers bracket itself, in between Team Invasion versus Team MalayAllSt, for the fight for on which one is going to be going on into the finals against MUFC, which they have already won the semi-finals winners bracket itself. Right, and right now what we're looking at, the ground floor itself, is the drafting session in between Team MalayAllSt and Team Invasion Esports. And on the Radiant side we have Team MalayAllSt, and we have on the Dire side we have Invasion Esports as well. Alright, so throughout the drafting sessions we are almost halfway through the drafting itself, so we just have a look through on how it's going on for both sides itself. Right, since first ban just gone on with Invasion Esports, so they just banned off on Darkseer, which is the offlane itself. They banned off on Knights on the second one, and they even banned off on Weavers on offlane as well. Right, maybe they saw the performance coming from MalayAllSt, were kind of scary itself, that they decided to ban off Knights. They were worried about the top carry want to pick off Knights once again. And they had a pick on Visage right there on the first pick. And while Spectre is going to be the carry on Tri-Lane itself, Visage is definitely going to be there helping on support. And while MalayAllSt, we're just going to go through to their bans as well. MalayAllSt decides to ban off on Batrider on first one. They even ban off on Nyx Assassin right there, as well as Shadow Demon the Catcher on Tri-Lane, as well as Silverbaron on the off-lane itself. And they got a first pick on Treant Protector. They decide to play it once again, as well as Rubik, like the game previously that we've watched, in between MalayAllSt versus Dustman. But this time, since they're not having Knights itself, they'll be having Alchemist as the carry itself. So probably carry top 1 will be using Alchemist for this game. So since he's the carry, obviously, pro carry. Right? It'll be funny enough if he changed his name to Pro Sport in a way. Right? And eventually just went off with the ban on the Kasha on mid lane itself, knowing that MalayAllSt haven't picked up any mid lane heroes yet. Even they haven't picked it out since they don't want it. They don't want MalayAllSt to have it, so they decide to ban it off on right there on the fourth one. And they even picked out a Dragon Knight, which will probably be, we might be seeing a Dragon Knight Alchemist in the mid lane this time, and they'll be picking out a different kind of carry for the tri-lanes. We know Treant Protector and Rubik is going to be in tri-lane itself. Alchemist and Dragon Knight may be engaging, it's either in the off lane or in mid lane. Spectre's definitely going to be a carry itself, so they need another tri-lane support itself for Spectre and Visage. And we have yet still to see who's going to be the offlane for Invasion, as well Team MalayAllSt. We're still waiting out for the fourth pick come from Mass this time. So basically, it's kind of easy to differentiate on which one is Team MalayAllSt and Team Invasion right here. So basically, the former like one sitting on the right, my right side itself is from Team Invasion Esports with their formal gaming gear suits, and while my left side being all casual is Team MalayAllSt. Maybe their shirts are being washed today. You know, it's a Sunday. Tomorrow it's working day, so they need to wash it. All right. So MalayAllSt just went off on the pick on winner on the fourth pick, which will probably be the offlane itself, knowing that he has the win. Is that a win walk? No, something's wrong with it. It's a win run. Sorry, it's not even a walk. It's a win run. All right. We're having win run to ensure that he doesn't get hit by physical damage itself, but still magic damage do go through as damage to his win run itself. But despite that, it still serves as a good running skill. So we're still waiting for Invasion Gigabyte to pick out who's going to be in the offlane this time, alright? So it seems that this is not just an offlane itself. They just picked up on Nature's Prophet. It's either Nature's Prophet is going to be farming off in the forest itself, in the top forest. It should be top forest because it's always the best forest itself for the team. Or Nature's Prophet is going to be in tri-lane supporting for the Sarge and Spectre right there. Doesn't look much of a support for a good catch itself, because knowing that when your enemy is not stunned or anything, they can initiate, and a cooling blade can just open up the trees cover for Nature's Prophet. But we'll just look through on how the tactics and skill goes out as the game progresses throughout after this. Right, and we're just going to go through the last banning phase, starting off with MalayAllSt. Let's have a look. And they just ban off on the fifth ban with Rely Crystal Maiden. We're just going to call her Rely, or boldly known in the most shortest form as well, is called CM, Crystal Maiden. Invasion is still taking its time on trying to pick out who's going to be the fifth ban for the team.
5 seconds remaining.
And setting it up this time, I'll be shoutcasting alone. Seems that Mirror Gas is off for lunch. Alright, Mirror Gas is actually from Rupture Gaming Network, shoutcasting for games internationally for Rupture Gaming Network, and she's currently in Penang. So basically, she is shoutcasting all the way from Penang, shoutcasting online a game itself, right? And as you all know, Dota 2 is an online game, and internationally known worldwide with gaming prizes over millions and millions of dollars itself on Spencer. Alright, so this time, they try to Invasion Gigabyte. Ban off on the last ban will be on Lanaya. Oh, that's scary enough, knowing that if Lanaya is in the game, there's a lot of things that Lanaya can do in a game itself with the refraction, with melt. It's always hard to resist those kind of heroes having bonus damage from melting itself.
Dire team pick.
So now, since things are already cleared up for MalayAllSt, it's kind of like crystal clear, or maybe it's not, or maybe I'm wrong, right? Let's do with the confirmed one first, alright? Alchemist will definitely gonna be in mid lane, or somebody's gonna kill me for this, alright? Alright, we'll go with the obvious first. Tramp Protector and Rubik's definitely gonna go on support for tri lane. Probably gonna be in bottom lane, or it can be in top lane, depends on how the team does it, alright? And Anti-Mage is gonna be service carry with the tri lane itself. This is just gas, alright? And Windrunner will probably be in the off lane, while Alchemist will deal it out with Dragon Knight on Team Invasion itself. Visage, Spectre, and Nature's Prophet is going to be in tri-lane, or it can change, depends on who's going to be the last pick coming from Team Invasion Gigabyte. And we can see Team Mass smiling and laughing off. Maybe they have a plan in mind. This is intense indeed, knowing that they're situated in the losers bracket itself. They need to ensure that they win this match to proceed to the final match, which is going to happen directly after this. After this match, and this match is only the game for best of 1. And for those who just arrived to the Low Yat Plaza itself, welcome. And what you're watching in the middle on the ground floor of the Low Yat Plaza itself is actually the match, the AMD DotA 2 Invitational Tournament, brought to you by AMD and organized by eClub. My name's Flavor, and I was about to announce the shotcaster, which is not here, but it's okay, alright? And what we're currently shoutcasting or broadcasting online as well, having it live in the Low Yat Plaza itself, is actually the semi-finals from the losers bracket in between Team MalayAllSt versus Team Invasion. So I'm just gonna change it into the full screen. You guys can watch the match that I'm broadcasting right now through as the 3 screens situated in the ground floor itself, which is like right there, there, and there, right? Maybe everybody's more focused into the live match rather than watching through TVs, right? Good luck, have fun, come from Invasion Snow. So since the monitors already changed, I'm just gonna have the time of my life trying to pick the mega kills and Juggernaut because that's the only one that we have. Alright, Hurt, Jen and Vela, I can't change that since the organizers, no, they need to use all the pensions in there. Right. Alright, we friend, yeah, friend K. Alright, the hell. Alright, okay, coming back into the game itself, we're just gonna have a review on what kind of heroes being picked out throughout the game itself, alright? So you see that from Team Mass, we just set up, we have Rubik, Anti-Mage, Alchemist, and Trap Protector, as well as Winner. Raw will be using Rubik. Carry top 1 will be using Anti-Mage. He's the carry, alright? Mass Common Mole will be using Alchemist. Castiel will be using on Trap Protected, and Mohaha is gonna be using on Winner. While on the dark side for Team Invasion itself, we have Sand King, Prophet, Spectre, Dragon Knight, as well as Versace itself. We have Shang Sino using on Sand King. Wu Yan Sino will be using on Nature's Prophet. We have Snow will be using on Spectre. Clinton Sino is going to be using on Dragon Knight, and Jessica Jung using Sino. You know, I'm just looking through, you know, who is Jessica. You know, I was wondering if it's a girl, but luckily it's a guy, alright? If not, no wonder there's been a lot of crowd going on, right? So we're just going to close this one off. Right, we're just gonna have a look to last it denies for both sides, right? We just have a look to the mid. I'm correct. We'll be having Alchemist and Dragon Knight in the mid lane. Dwiggling out the mid lane. And in bottom we have Anti-Mage. With not sure who's on the bottom lane doing Karen, but it's okay. Right, we'll be looking up top lane. We have Winner right now doing off lane against Spectre. And it seems that the other supports are currently missing from the lanes itself. Alright, so the only ones visible we can see is that. So it seems that Nature's Prophet is going to be in bottom lane dealing out with Anti-Mage. It's not going to be that easy. Right, Anti-Mage, you can see that that's a new Anti-Mage set. Or is it the old one that I didn't know of? Looks very gothic indeed. Black and blue. Shiny indeed. So it seems that Winner in top lane is trying to play it safe, being close to the tier 1 tower position top lane, while doing the farmings in the top lane. Not as good as Anti-Mage, I would say. He's not even trying to do any denies for the lane itself, but it's okay, he's just focusing on the last hits. Right. And bottom lane, you can see that quick hit bit by Anti-Mage right there. He's definitely doing very well. Being alone in bottom lane. And Alchemist and Dragon Knight in mid lane. So it seems that coming back into the lane is Dragon Knight. And both of them are missing from the map. Not sure what happened, right? Seems that top having time of his life is Spectre. Try to do the farms bit by bit, and Alchemist. So it seems that it's kind of getting very gloomy in the game, where everybody's just focusing on things that they should do. Since Alchemist is the carry itself, and Anti-Mage, they need carry, they need proper carry itself. And as you can see, the lane and mid lane itself, Alchemist and DK both have bottles itself, but this time Dragon Knight has a double damage. So Alchemist should watch out, because basically if Dragon Knight has a Dragon Tail doing the stun itself, he can go for the kill itself, and having double damage equals to having, you know, twice the damage as a normal one. Should be careful, especially when you're in the early stage of the game itself, where you have low health points, so less durability itself. So the crowd is getting bigger and bigger by the time itself, despite this being the semi-finals for the losers bracket itself. It'll get more interesting indeed afterwards, as we'll be having the finals for the event, today's event, as well as another match to bring out who's gonna be going on in third place for the Dota 2 AMD DotA 2 Invitational event itself. Alright. So today's a Sunday, it's a beautiful day for Dota 2. Every day is a beautiful day. So So it seems that this is a big deal coming on from this match, from the semi-finals on losers bracket as well. Because if you win this, it ensures you to win, at least bring home 1,000 Malaysian ringgit from this tournament itself for being in the runner-up. And losing will cost you, winning 1,000 ringgit is a big cash money, so you don't want to miss out. So basically, top lane quite interesting, and they're back into the game. That Visage trying to harass Windrunner as much as he can. For those parents out here, harass means attacking creeps. Not harass in sensual way, right? Especially kids. Kids, you don't need to listen to the words, right? Trying my best here. Right, mid lane. Alchemist is relying much on the acid spray in mid lane, trying to farm off. It's always good being a carry and having the advantage of having Greevil's Greed as third skill and passive, giving you extra cash for... extra gold. Sorry, cash. Cash is like real money, right? Extra gold for farming up. So basically, if you and your opponent, you yourself to B2B and Alchemist itself, if you were to farm more at an equal rate, equal amount of last hits, it will give you even more gold because having the Greevil's Greed itself. Bottom, anti-mage not having any problems as well, and he's having that ring of health. Maybe he's going directly for Battle Fury to ensure that he farms even faster at the point rate of the game, because as you all know, and as for those who do not know itself, as being a carry means that you need an essential amount of items to actually perform well in the game itself. Let's say you're an anti-mage, the only thing that you have in the game will be only Blink and Mana Break, but the thing about blinking and everything, you need at least a certain amount of mobility to at least chase the hero and hit off on the hero more than once. You don't want to hit it hero just once and give up. So to ensure for a kill, these carry heroes play a big role in the game, and as well as the supports as well, with proper supports coming from their teammates as well, it will ensure that they will go in for the kill. So quite interesting in the top lane. It seems that Spectre is chasing off on Windrunner right here. A few more hits away, Windrunner makes a run for it with the Wind Run. Right, it's kind of funny calling it Wind Run, and he's the Windrunner. Right, I got 2 hits coming from tier 1 in the top lane. Mid lane still batting out Mano in mid lane, in between Dragon Knight and Alchemist. We can see that Dragon form coming from Dragon Knight. Beautiful green color is like a razor represented here. It'll get even more beautiful as soon as it reaches level 11, where he can get Dragon form level 2. Well, he'll be in red color, which presents the fire element. Well, he'll be having the splash fire damage rather than having the splash poison damage itself, alright? Not much engagement going on to the game. Everybody's focusing on farmings for both sides. Not much engagement. Anti-mage is still in bottom lane. He is still farming off. Nobody's trying to bug him enough. It will cost them the game, knowing that not trying to focus on killing off anti-mage. Right, you can hear that hitting damage by anti-mage with those crackling of sound of the glass. That's anti-mage hitting off, getting those last hits on creeps. And in top lane, Spectre trying to farm off. Maybe he has that face boots already. He has the stout shield, so maybe he's going on for Vanguard later on. As is a mid lane, Dragon Knight is being very lonely right there. He's doing a free farm solo in mid lane. So not sure where Alchemist is off to, because it's no longer with Dragon Knight in mid lane. A beautiful career right there.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Alright, so it seems that middle tower is being attacked. Somebody needs to fan it off.
Radiant structures
gonna break
are
up.
fortified.
And Alchemist smashes off the acid spray right there.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Double damage. First blood.
Alright, these are first blood currently in the top lane. Winner went down from the catch coming from Sand King as well as Visage. So it seems that we're 9 minutes into the game itself, and Team Invasion is currently leading 1-0 from the kill and coming up in top lane. Right, nothing much of interest going on despite having the clash in the top lane itself. Right, so in mid lane, Dragon Knight, you can see that Dragon Knight is still here in mid lane. He already has that power traits in hand with the strength attributes itself. He doesn't need any other attributes except for some heroes itself. At the bottom lane, we have between Trend Protector versus the Nature's Prophet. We'll see whether the Protector or the Nature's Prophet itself will win. It's either we'll see that which one is fighting against you. Right, interesting enough, Rubik gets caught up in the top river, and Sankey just start off on Rubik, and he can't make a run for it, especially coming on from the slow with the Grave Chill coming from sorry about the Visage itself. So it's not going to be resolved 2-0 by Invasion itself from 10-minute marks. We're just going to open on how the goal are for both sides. So it seems that he's leading more towards Invasion itself. Invasion is currently leading in terms of goal up to more than 1.5k. More or less 1.6 as well. And in terms of experience as well, we'll be having more experience leading more towards Team Invasion itself. Team Bash should keep the games up. So despite Anti-Mage having free farm right there, there's an engagement right here in the bottom forest as well, in between Nature's Prophet versus the Strike Protector itself. Prophet, he doesn't even care about Protector hitting up on him. He knows that he can exit easily right there. He should watch out, knowing that Anti-Mage is quite far blinking in, but he managed to make it out on time. Right, 2-0 by Invasion Mass, and we didn't look through on both sides. We just have looked through the heroes levels on both sides. So currently in the top itself is Alchemist on level 9. Sorry about that. Alright, Anti-Mage, Dragon Knight, and Alchemist on level 9 each, and Spectre, despite having that form in top lane there, because he was not left alone. He was at level 8, just a bit disadvantaged in terms of level, despite having that solo form in top lane itself, but it's okay. Alright. They try to get some equality here to get those farms. They're allowing Visage to get a few farms, allowing Spectre to get a bit. They're not trying to get fully to Spectre itself. And Sanking's trying to go a bit to the back of the tower itself. They might be trying to break on through the top tier 1 tower.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Alright, interesting enough, in the bottom river, my gosh, DK just walked up to that rune knowing that there's gonna be a rune. He's taking a gamble, going straight right there, and he was lucky enough he picked up a rune inside the bottle. So it should be, yes it is, there it is, it's the haste rune.
Is under attack.
And that goes ulti coming from Spectre right there. They might be going chasing off on that Rubik right there, and there goes the cast on the Spectral Dagger. Still chasing off on Rubik right there. Chasing off bit by bit, hitting off on Rubik. Rubik needs to make a run for it. Kokasha coming from Alchemist, not for the sake of saving. He just leaves off. 3-0 by Invasion. Rubik dies off once again.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It seems that Rubik's down twice and Runner's down once.
Attack.
So it seems that the Nature's Prophet has already moved up to the top lane against Windrunner. So they made a game change right here. Spectre going on aggressive right here, and Windrunner trying to do the wind run just in case. He needs to play safe right here. And that goes a stun on Alchemist. Alchemist, is he going on for the kill right here? Rubik just got stunned off by Alchemist. Mid lane engagement between Dragon Knight, Visage versus Alchemist and Rubik. Rubik was unable to do the lift up on the hero. Telekinesis. Right, no, it's not a mind controlling skill. Right, Anti-Mage trying to break up the bottom lane. Interesting enough, Anti-Mage has already been done with the Battle Fury itself. Even have himself with the Quilling Blade itself ensures that he can get off those heroes in faster. And Windrunner is still in top lane, so pumping up, he's going on with the phase boost, probably because he had the boot of speed as well as base of attack. He's just gonna farm off, and Anti-Mage has just moved in the top lane because he knows that since Spectre is already positioned bottom lane, it's like a switch between top and bottom.
Has been denied.
So Anti-Mage having time of his life, farming off in the top lane. He has a Battle Fury, he's cleaning up crypts bit by bit, even faster, having a beautiful with the cleaving coming from Battle Fury. How much cleaving is it? It's 35% of cleaving itself. It's very good for carry heroes such as Anti-Mage. And it's good for Spectre as well, but it's not the kind of item that Spectre will buy in a game itself, for those who do not know, right? And for those who do know, this is just mind itself. Alright, interesting enough is that the Trap Protector tried to chase off on Fury right here, but he gave up halfway. Right. We thought there would be nice initiation going on right there. So you see that one lane we have Winner decides to switch off, setting up Magina in top lane. Magina is his anti-mage, and it's called anti-mage. It means that he is more or less like a counter to its mages, which means, you know, casters in the game, which costs magic skills. Alright, mid lane. So despite Alchemist is supposed to be on this side of the... Alright, that was kind of like lagging at some point of the game. So alright, Spectre coming in to assist, and down goes Alchemist in mid lane, and coming up to rescue himself is anti-mage, and that goes Blinken. He needs to hit off. Mana Void misses out. He Mana Void the wrong hero. Oh my gosh, that was a nice hide in the fog by Dragon Knight right there. Anti-Mage was hitting off Dragon Knight, but then he Mana Voided the wrong hero, so which is on Spectre, where Spectre had like almost full mana. So as you all know, Mana Voiding works well when heroes having a lot of mana loss.
Radiant's middle tower has
We'll just have a look through this, alright? Just a little bit of explanation on Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage Mana Void itself, it depends on the Mana Void. It's 0.85 times the mana loss coming from the heroes itself. So since Spectre didn't have much mana loss, he only casted the ulti itself and almost full HP. And bottom lane engagement right there, trying to kill off on Trap Protector right here. And there goes the ulti by Trap Protector. He needs to make a run for it. Walk. Alright, he manages to make a run for it. Nice gang by Sankey right there, but still fails to kill off on Tran. So it seems that Visage is sending off his familiars to find that Trap Protector. It's like a police trying to fight off some crime. So knowing Tran might just be invisible and, you know, trying to be around the forest, familiars can't reveal it.
Dire's middle tower
so anti-mage blinking out here and then. He just died off once, being ganged by 3 heroes right there, but it's okay. He still has speed farming in hand, so we just have a look through the last hits and denies itself, as well looking out on the money itself. Seems that there's been a game change right here. Not much of game change itself, right? Invasion itself is currently leading with 4.7k goal difference compared to Team MalayAllSt. And while in terms of experience itself, obviously, yep, Invasion itself is currently leading in that as well. They need to watch out, because I think if this game were to drag much, I think Mask can make a game change, because knowing that if Alchemist can farm really well, and Anti-Mage has that speed farming come from Battle Fury itself. Alright, and in top we have Furion with Anti-Mage. So it seems that Dragon Knight is positioned top lane. What are we looking at here? They might be trying to use the push. So Fury is going to use the trance to serve as a defense to ensure that the focus of the attack coming from the tower itself. So this might be tower down tier 1 coming from top lane. They can't fend it off, they should just leave it out. Alchemist coming in, going in for the stun, and there goes Acid Spray right there. Alchemist needs to be careful, he should not die right there. Alchemist being trapped by Nature's Prophet. Down goes Alchemist, mega kill, down goes Windrunner as well. failed attempt right there, and they might be trying to push off in the top lane as well. They're trying to push on the tier 2 tower this time.
Radiant's top
A
tower
direct
is
push
under
this time. Where is anti-mage? Where is Rubik and where is Winner herself?
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Sad case indeed. And this time Dragon Knight is being very fierce, being very aggressive this time. They're trying to rack up direct tier 1, tier 2, and this time on tier 3 in the top lane. But this time they have Rubik, they have everyone out except for Alchemist waiting on for Yes, and he's already out. So this might not be the right time to actually push off on lanes. They need to ensure that they did proper ganking. They need to take advantage of the time itself to push in lane. Quite an interesting semi-finals and losers bracket match indeed between MalayAllSt versus Invasion right here. Alright, ladies and gentlemen of the Low Yat Plaza, welcome to the AMD DotA 2 Invitational Tournament 2013. My name is Flavor and I'm shotcasting the match in between Mass and Invasion right now, which is actually in the semi-finals on the loser bracket. And we're featuring the game live on site and also featuring the shoutcast on the 3 monitors positioned on the ground floor as well as online, broadcasting through Twitch TV at twitchtv.com/eClub live. Alright, for those who are watching it online, welcome. So root for your favorite teams, root for your favorite players as well. Alright, so we are 19 minutes, almost 20 minutes of the game. We might be revealing the experience and goal earned in a few more seconds. Alright, but before that, Team Invasion is currently leading 8-0 against Team MalayAllSt. But they need to watch out, knowing that the farming rate for Team MalayAllSt is faster. But it seems that Invasion is trying to clear that out by focusing more on kills rather than farmings and lanes. Right, and we haven't been seeing anti-mage or alchemist in lane for quite some time, so they might be hiding off. I think it's the whole team. Right, we don't see anyone from the whole Radiant team in the lanes itself. Alright, and that goes anti-mage finally. Alright, so they need to fan off in the bottom lane. These guys from Dire is trying to destroy the tier 2 coming from bottom lane and getting stunned right there is Spectre. Rubik needs to cast that. Rubik needs to cast a Fate Ball to his Dragon to ensure that damage reduces for the game. Alright, so the game is paused. Maybe somebody needs to go PP. Alright, maybe not. Alright, because I definitely do, but I can't. They can't pause for the sake of the guy shotcasting for this match, right? It's not important. They don't care about the guy shotcasting. They need to make a push, right? So you see that written back in the top lane is Spectre. She needs to fan off, and Spectre already has the diffusal blade in hand with a drum of endurance. A drum of endurance consists of bracer as well as a rum of magi with the recipe itself. Bracer for durability. Rob Magi for mana regeneration as well as mana capacity. And since having the diffusal blade with 2 blades of alacrity and 1 Room Magi, he has enough agility itself to go in for the kill. And more agility coming on from Yasha itself. Seems that Spectre is having some good items in hand. I'll consider this as good enough for a carry itself at the 21-minute point of the game. It's quite fat, I would say. Right, with Drum Endurance ensuring that he has extra movement speed. And plus with Yasha as well. Alright, engagement bottom lane. It seems that Alchemist just went on in bottom lane. He was kind of like, I think that was kind of like a mistake. He was farming on field one and it was revealed it's either by dust or either by ward in bottom lane itself. If not, he wouldn't be able to make a run for it. He was being started off. There's quite a few starters right there. We have Dragon Knight, Dragon Tail. We have Sand King's Burst Strikes, so need to be careful right there. And even Visage is right there, ready to use on that Soul Assumption, dealing more damage as the meters go up. Alright. And Spectre mid lane. This is kind of tough, knowing that since the Radiant side is currently not in the lanes itself, they should be placed inside the neutral creeps camp. And it's not a good idea because it's just a few advantage coming from neutral as well as the laning itself. Alright, that was a crisscross by AM and Spectre, but never mind. Alright, nice indeed. I Spectre didn't realize it. The thing about lanes and neutral creeps is that neutral creeps gives less gold rather than lanes. And usually it's easier, I think for those who do
Radiant's
farmings on lane
bottom
gets
tower
more
is
gold
under
compared
attack.
to those who are in neutral creeps.
Radiant
But I think
structures are fortified.
anti-mage tries to use the advantage of his blink to ensure that he blinks out to the other neutral camps faster. Go is blinking in towards the lane as well as into the neutral creeps from time to time. So he's farming on both sides, on both neutral camps as well as the lanes at the same time. So he can make use of this advantage, not being able out to the lane, knowing that Invasion Esports is currently leading. Alright, anti-mage, already with Yasha and Vladimir right there with Battle Fury. So he has
Radiant's
mobility
middle
itself in
tower
comparison
is
to
under
itself.
attack.
So see, interesting enough in bottom lane, Trap Protector catching up with Rubik. Rubik, sorry, that was Winmer. Alright, Winmer down with Trap Protector. There goes buyback by Trap Protector. There goes the stun on Alchemist itself. They should be careful. Be careful right here. Bottom lane, they might be going up for the push. It seems the Dragon Knight is over with the Elder Dragon form. They're going in for the tier 2 tower in the bottom lane itself. Massive quad and disadvantage right here. They're low in gold, they're low in experience itself, and the amount of towers being pushed by the Invasion Esports itself is so overwhelming itself. So hopefully they can make a game change right here. They're trying to trap off Alchemist right here. Alchemist is really trapped. They're going in for this Spectre. If it seems that Rubik already taking the Spectre's what's that? Alright, getting caught in the match itself, and Furion couldn't manage to make a run for it. He was caught off. The first kill coming from Team MalayAllSt itself. Alchemist though was the one who just spun off on Nature's Prophet. Anti-mage walking. Anti-mage already has that Manta style right there. So he is a few items away of being fat. I mean, when I say fat, no, I wasn't being, I wasn't saying he was fat. I'm not saying he's fat in size. I mean like he's fatting in terms of items. For those audience, parents, players, the gamers, and ladies and gentlemen of Low Yat Plaza, what you're listening at now is currently the match in between Team MalayAllSt versus Team Invasion Esports for the semi-finals on the losers bracket itself. We're doing it live at the Low Yat Plaza for the AMD DotA 2 Invitational Tournament 2013. These two teams, as well as other two teams, are invited for this event because they have proven themselves to be four of the top teams of in the esports industry itself in the game of Dota 2 itself. Alright? And coming back into the game, it seems that Invasion Esports is still being aggressive in the game. They're still pushing on tier 2 coming on the bottom lane itself, and I don't think they can fend it off. And you can see that in bottom lane, you can see that Dragon Knight in red color. That should be the Dragon Knight level 2, which is the fire element. It'll be even better when Dragon Knight turns into the third form, which is actually the ice form, which is slow as well as slash ice damage as well, so physical damage. So they're trying to do a Rex in the bottom lane by Invasion Esports. They need to be careful, they need to push this wisely. I don't see Spectre in the pushing sense. We only have a Dagwood. Nice. By that, Spectre coming in. They need to kill Dragon Knight right there. Sand King coming in with ulti. 2-0, 2-1 trade off. Oh, sorry about that, right? Bye-bye, but Alchemist this time. Rubik as well. So far, Mass only manages to kill off one hero during that engagement in the bottom lane itself. Team Invasion is currently leading 16-2 in the game. We'll just have a look through the experience for both sides itself. Team Invasion is overwhelmingly having an advantage of 12,000 plus experience in the game. And we'll have a look through the goal as well, right? And even have that extra 11.6k probably inside the game itself in budget in comparison to MalayAllSt. 11.6k, that's a lot. You know, imagine what you can buy with 11.6k, not in real monetary terms as well, but in Dota game itself, 11k is a lot. You can afford much. You don't want to. You're losing out in levels, and you're losing out in terms of monetary. It's not going to be easy itself, right? But you can still make it up. Coming from the Grievous Greed, coming from Alchemist itself, you can see that it's giving him bonus goal from time to time. You know, getting creep goal is one thing, getting those extras is one thing itself, right? So it seems that no Rex being done by the body. It wasn't a failed attempt, but it was an attempt itself, right? So currently leading in terms of kills itself is Spectre, which is Invasion Snow, who is currently leading with 7 kills, while Dragon Knight comes in second place with 4 kills and 1 death, while Visage comes in, Visage and Nature's Prophet tying up in third place with 2 kills. But since Nature's Prophet died off 1, so basically he's 4th place, right? He didn't side up. Sorry about that, Nature's Prophet. Sorry about that. All right, Wu Yan. We don't see anyone located right here. Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage, maybe at one point of the game itself, he really needs a BKB in the game. Hopefully that time will be now. Right, dangerous enough in the bottom lane. Playing support is the Furin. He has the mechanism right there with the ultimate orb. Maybe he's going on for the Sword of Vice, which serves as the Hex for the team. Right, good support right there. We have regeneration, we have mechanism. This is not going to look good indeed, alright? So hopefully at one point of the game, Furin can finish off that Sword of Vice. Hopefully it's not now, it'll be a bad call indeed. So we just look through once he's out from the lane itself. With Alchemist, he has the Shadow Blade, and he has the eClub right there. Maybe he's going in directly for Black King board directly next. Right, and Anti-Mage, he is taking out before. Previously, he still had that Manta, he still had Vladimir and Battle Fury itself. Battle Fury, good item for farming itself. We are still waiting. We're still yet waiting for nice payments from Trap Protector placing that ulti itself. Right, Rubik is still serving his purpose as the support for the team, trying to place wards bit by bit. And he has an Arcane Boost providing mana for the team. So hopefully, even Winrar is not serving as a carry for the team itself. Winrar is playing this, playing as support with mechanism. And that goes lift off on tanking right there. They might be going trying to kill. Spectre causes off ulti. We'll see who is trying to chase right here. Spectre is trying to chase off on Trap Protector. Trap Protector goes down. Fury just hacks out Trap Protector, then he's trying to being a strength hero. Not surprised by how his life went down.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Fortification by Dark Side. Anti-Mage trying to push off in the bottom lane. Sad King using off that Sandstorm right there. Anti-Mage manage off, and they're trying to push off mid lane right here. This is looking dangerous itself. Invasion Esports trying to push off mid lane, and this time they have the fearsome blue collar dragon right here. They're trying to Rex off in the mid lane. Interesting indeed. They need to be careful. Mass has to do something right here. And all of a sudden, the whole invasion team was gone. It's either they were hiding, waiting for the right time. I was expecting an engagement going on, you know. You should stop being very passive at one point. You should just make up your mind. Even Anti-Mage manages to kill off on Visage right there. And they caught off stun off right there, Anti-Mage, but he's still trying to chase off on Dragon Knight. You know, despite being a Dragon Knight itself, he's being scared from Anti-Mage. It shows how fearsome Anti-Mage can be itself. Anti-Mage already has that Heart of Taras. That will explain why he's able to cast off. And here comes Spectre trying to kill off, and he's being hacked by Fury right there. He should be careful because basically he still has enough mana to make a run for it. Lucky enough for Anti-Mage, no, despite... I think the proper explanation for this is that because Spectre has a level 1 Diffusal Blade itself, so the mana burn was insufficient enough to ensure that he doesn't have enough mana for him to blink out. Alright, so at one point Spectre still has to improve his Diffusal Blade to level 2, because if not, he won't be able to try and fend off Anti-Mage from trying to blink out, alright? So it's the Alchemist is already done with the Black King bar right there in mid lane. And Dragon Knight is going on with the Heart of Taras because you can see that he has the Reaver right there. He already has the Black King bar. So in comparison with Dragon Knight and Alchemist right there, the only difference is that both does have a Shadow Blade. Both has a Black King bar, but Dragon Knight is having an advantage of having a Reaver. Right, Reaver costs like 3.2k, is quite expensive indeed, and he already has the Vitality booster. He is a few seconds, I would say a few minutes away from finishing up that Heart of Taras to ensure that he has high durability itself. He already has the Dragon's Blood itself, providing with extra armor, with extra health regeneration for the third skill, big passive. Right, this is not looking good indeed for Team Mansoul, but surely they have a technique, they have their own plans in hand that can turn this game around. Alright, proper planning and proper executions in the Dota game can give them the win. They just need to figure out how. Since anti-mage already has a Heart of Taras, it won't be easy to try and carry out anti-mage. You need to stun anti-mage enough to ensure that anti-mage doesn't move. You know, he's being very naughty right there. You know, every time you try to chase him, he blinks out. Every time you chase him, he blinks out again, you know. Naughty little anti-mage right there. Right. Game is paused by Wuyan Sida. I thought that was 5 sec, you know, it was 5 EC. So he is currently disconnecting the game. So we're just gonna have a break right here. Both teams taking a breather. They need to re-plan back on what they need to do throughout the game itself. Whew, quite tired indeed. We are 32 minutes of the game and been talking non-stop for 33 minutes itself, right? Alright, let's take this opportunity to introduce you guys to the, for those who just arrived in the Low Yat Plaza itself. Welcome as what you're looking at, the ground floor in the middle here, right next to the escalator itself. And for those who are in the ground floor, who just got up to the ground floor itself, welcome to the AMD DotA Invitational Tournament 2013, brought to you by AMD and organized by the eClub itself with my members right here. And currently, we are watching the match on the semi-finals, losers bracket match in between Team MalayAllSt versus Invasion Esports, where they are fighting for the chance to go into the finals against Teams MUFC for the main prize of 1,500 Malaysian ringgit. Who will it be? Will it be Invasion or will it be MalayAllSt? Will this be another loss for MalayAllSt as they have already lost in the first round versus Invasion on the best of 3 before? Or will this be another comeback for MalayAllSt, beating back as revenge on Invasion itself? So it seems that mid lane, we have Spectre right there positioned in front of the mid tier 3 tower itself. They might be going in for the racks in mid lane right here. They should be careful itself. I'm about to come. I just did. Alright. There goes the chase off right there. Big haggler there. Alchemist unable to open BKB, but still goes down. He was too much damage right there. Anti-mage being caught up by the stun. The ulti by Sand King. Anti-mage to watch out. He manages to blink out and save his ass off right there. And being caught right there is Trap Protector. Trap Protector might just come down. Let's have a look at the buyback status right there. It seems that the only one with the buyback status will be Fury and the anti-mage itself trying to save out their ass. There goes the card right there.
Killing spree. Very nice. Dominating.
Windrunner goes down as well. The only hero remaining for the Radiant side is the MalayAllSt. He needs to ensure that he doesn't die off, or this might be GG itself. Doing that coming from the pushing power count from Dragon Knight from the Team Invasion itself is supposed to be reckoned with. This is not going to be easy enough. Is this too overpowering for Invasion Esports winning the second match against MAS? Sorry about that, alright? Or will MAS make a comeback out of it itself? Alright, Trap Protector is back into the game.
Barracks are under attack.
Anti-Mage needs to watch out, he's trying to blink out right here. Run, Anti-Mage, run. Rex is almost complete for the mid lane. So they're trying to push up the tier 3 towers rather than trying to push out the barracks. There goes the Shackle right there. Shackle shot by Winner. Nice hit right there. They need to clear out that Furin. Furin is only a few hits more and beyond godlike by Spectre right there. Spectre tried to chase off by the Trap Protector. Trap Protector needs to make a run for this. A nice metaphor right there. Double kill by Anti-Mage. Will this be a game changer? Anti-Mage needs to be careful this time. Triple kill by Carry Top 1 from MalayAllSt. He blinked too far in front. Down goes 4 kills for Team Invasion Esports. 4-1 trade-off right there. No Rex has been done. Anti-Mage with triple kill right there. Mass still has the chance to win this game itself. The only surprise right here is that Mass, for Anti-Mage, he sold off his own Vladimir offering. He doesn't need it anymore, I think. He sold it off, or he mistakenly put it down, I'm not sure. So he has 2 more free slots right there. We're not sure what kind of item he's going to go on. Or am I looking at the wrong hero? Oh, sorry about that. He still has a Vladimir offering. What the hell is going on this stuff? Right.
Under attack.
So Anti-Mage, aggressive indeed, is trying to push out the tier 2 in bottom tower right here.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
So trying to fan off in the bottom lane is Fury coming back from God knows where, right? With Sand King right there. So Anti-Mage at this point of game, I think he should be having full items already because he made that triple kill. He should be getting lots of gold from the game itself, right? Coming from the engagement itself, nothing much in difference in terms of difference in gold earned, because basically, yes, Anti-Mage did get triple kill as well, but you need to rely on the other ones did make a few savings right there, right? Being hacked, Anti-Mage needs to watch out right here. Meta stall and blinking out. Naughty little Anti-Mage going in and out like you know, he doesn't even care. He's trying to cause havoc in the game itself. Right. It seems that Anti-Mage is already at full item. He's already done with the butterfly itself. So basically, before this, despite all the attacks coming from Invasion itself, they were unable to kill Anti-Mage on one go, and Anti-Mage manages to blink out. But right now, he has an even more better item. He has butterfly this time. So it won't be easy at all to try to kill Anti-Mage to ensure that he doesn't run away with that blink, alright? So focusing off on other heroes as well. In mid lane, engagement going on. They try to kill off on Rubik. Rubik just went off and the Jam is positioned on the ground right there. And Moha is currently being hacked. Windrunner is down. Buyback side of Windrunner can buy back. Not sure if he has sufficient money to buy back. Yes, he does buy back. They need to fan off a mid. Mid is already rexed out. Both Melee and Range Barracks has already been down. Alchemist running on BKB right there. They are trying to hit off on Anti-Mage right there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Anti-Mage is walking towards heroes are not a good idea itself. He's trying to find a way. Anti-Mage is not trying to hit off right here. Getting on Privilege. He's hitting off on Dragon Knight. Being hacked. Anti-Mage, be careful right there. He's in the middle between 4 heroes right here. Anti-Mage should not take a chance right here. Meta Void yet. Yes, he managed to take down. He's being stunned right here. Are they going to try and take out Anti-Mage? Anti-Mage managed to break out. 1-to-1 trade off right here. Triple kill by Visage right there. Alchemist is down. They're trying to kill Visage right here, and Visage goes down after that kill. 3 kills come from Mass. Mass is trying to make this game a turnaround. This is an interesting game indeed. Mass is not giving up. They know that they can still win the game itself. Invasion should watch out because Mass is right back in track with the game itself, alright? Despite having that disadvantage of 0-9 at early start of the game itself, Mass is now 10-29 against Invasion. But despite that comeback, Invasion is still leading in 19 kills from the game. And since the experience is, it seems that the experience is still back at 15,000 for Invasion, but still Mass is reducing the gap bit by bit compared to the ones we had 20,000 before, right? And looking at the goal, even the goal counts and reducing itself, it seems that Team Mass really gained that 5,000 advantage of goals for both sides. I think that engagement were to be beneficial itself, because usually when a team, when they advance it, when they're leading in terms of levels as well as in terms of gold, when you kill them off, or those heroes having a higher level itself, it gives you even more gold rather than they killing off lower level heroes. So that would explain why where they were to get those extra goals itself. And looking at Alchemist right here, Alchemist is having that no, that's not a Salkara, that's just a freaking plate mail, right? So Alchemist has the cheese. Alright, sweet little cheese, it's very good. You need to initiate at the right time, and being a tanky hero such as Alchemist itself, by using that cheese, you know, you freaking hit him and his life is like 10 HP and he uses up the cheese and oh, look at that, full HP. Alright. And Sankey pops up right there. Alright, let's have a look to Sankey's items itself, right? We should not neglect the other heroes as well, right? Sankey with Blink Dagger right here with Arcane Boots. And he has the Veil of his court right there, and he has Magic Wand, so hopefully he might be chasing after around the other items itself. And what they need to watch out is that Nature's Prophet already has the Sword of Vice, which serves as a hex in the game, with Mechanism and the Hand of Midas for farming. I think he should be done with Millstorm and Orchid, so he should be a force to be reckoned with. He's half support, half carry for the team itself, damager, support mainly. Alright, but deals damage at the same time itself, right? It's good to be flexible at one point itself. And they try to do a hack right here. Windrunner is in bad condition right there. He needs to make a run for it. Windrunner manages to run. Rubik is down. He's being caught off once again. My gosh, Rubik. Rubik needs to pay extra careful because he's being aimed throughout the whole part of the game itself. Buyback status right here. Hero levels at both sides.
Tower is under attack.
So they're doing the racks at the bottom lane this time. Once again, they're trying the best racks right here. Fortification by the Radiant side, and then goes Kakash by Alchemist. At the 6 second, doesn't deal much. And a nice shackle shot right by Winner. Rubik needs to make a run for it. Rubik dies off once again despite having their buyback is off. Not much contribution to his game. Trap Protector is down, 2-1. Spectre is down. They managed to take down the main hero itself in the game itself. They need to secure. That goes to cheese by Alchemist right there. He's at full health. Alchemist make a run for this. Anti-Mage trying to chase off. We'll have a look to Anti-Mage, who is Alchemist trying to chase off right here. Down goes Sand King. He needs to chase off a few more heroes. Where is Dragon Knight? Where is freaking Dragon Knight? It seems that Spectre is down quite early part of the game. I wouldn't expect Spectre itself to be down because because if he's down, he can't play his puppet. He already has, despite having the Heart of Taras and casting out Manasar, he was still down. So it shows how much sheer power coming from Radiant Sub Team Mass itself. Maybe they were focusing too much on Spectre itself. That will explain how Spectre went down in the game. And see that quite the trick right here is that they're trying. Anti-Mage is trying to push up bit by bit from all lanes to ensure that the other teams being preoccupied come from the pushes, come from the creep, so that rather than pushing on one lane, they need to fan up one lane, pushing bit by bit. Alright, Team Invasion is still at an advantage right here. On the trade-off right there, Team Invasion managed to win slightly by 1 kill gap. We are now 32 against 12 for Team Mass, and we are 45 minutes into the game, and Anti-Mage currently to get in top lane. He's trying to push off in top ranks, not sure why. He doesn't give a damn about all those coming from all heroes. He's like, buddy, he's 1 minute, he needs to blink out. He manages to blink out in pick 4 right here, very cute pick. Run away, Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage is down. My gosh, he needs to be careful right here. He still has the Aegis Immortal. Everybody's like spamming on every single skill on this freaking hero. And down goes Rubik once again. My gosh, Rubik, come on. Alright. So Anti-Mage being stunned right here. Even Trap Protector is down once again. Anti-Mage needs to make a run for it. He doesn't have Aegis anymore.
Double kill.
Even Alchemist is done this time. My gosh. Too much intense going on in the game. They were trying to help out. Even Winner is being catch right here. My gosh. And they didn't see it. They didn't see it. They didn't see it. Oh, they didn't see it. Alright. So it seems that a 4-0 trade-off, a failed attempt of ganking by Team Radiant right there, knowing that Anti-Mage was sacrificing himself to die using with the Aegis itself. He was expecting the other team to actually spam up all the skills, but still with all the skill spam up with stuns and everything, it was still sufficient enough to take care of all the other 4 heroes coming trying to spot Anti-Mage. So they should be careful right here. Loads of creeps in the middle lane. Maybe they're giving up on the attempt trying to push in the bottom lane ranks. They're trying to gank in a mid. Maybe not. They're trying to rack out bottom lane. Buyback status for the whole Radiant side for MalayAllSt. They need to fan off bottom lane this time. Nice power shot right there. Rubik, your position too close to the match. He dies off too much. Try to do the catch on Nature's Prophet. Nature Prophet goes down, and you can see that there's the familiars right there. You know, dedication looks like it's a hero and all. Nature Prophet's down. 1-0 trade-off, but still not good enough. They still have Dragon Knight. They still have Spectre right there. They still have Sergeant. They still have Sand King himself. They need to wait out to Nature's Prophet because he serves as a good support right there with his Mechanism and Sword of Vice with sheer power coming from the silence of Orchid.
Illusion.
No, AM didn't have a freaking divide. If he did, it'll be like crazy. Alright. So despite Anti-Mage not having a BKB in the game itself, he proves to be relying much on, he says that, Heart of Trust and Battle Fury is sufficient enough for the game itself. And since he has the third skill of Spell Shield itself, it gives you 50% resistance to his magic damage. Wow, that's like, it's not going to be easy to try to kill this Anti-Mage itself, right? So stun service is just stunning the hero rather than trying to deal damage from the stun itself, from a Dragon Tail, such as Dragon Tails or stuns come from Burst Strike itself. Right, quite an intense match right here coming from the semi-finals of the losers bracket. Ladies and gentlemen of the Low Yat Plaza, welcome, and you're now watching to the AMD DotA 2 Invitational Tournament, brought to you by AMD and organized by eClub. And I'm your Shotcaster, Flavor. We are currently watching the intense match between Team MalayAllSt versus Invasion. These two teams are actually the first team to have the match in Match A. I'm sorry about that. Match B for today's event. And from the match itself, MalayAllSt versus Invasion Esports on Match B. MalayAllSt lost the match. So this match will reveal whether this might just be a comeback for Team MalayAllSt itself, or Invasion will take the win once again on the semi-finals of the losers bracket itself. We'll just wait out, see it's true. We are already 48 minutes into the game itself, and the game is so intense that people are still gathering right here. More and more people trying to see how the match, how are the skill levels of both teams inside. These two teams right now, we're featuring from Team MalayAllSt as well, Invasion Esports, are actually the two renowned teams come from Malaysia itself, participating in international level tournaments. And we're currently having a game pause. Is it for me to take a break, or is it just that one of them needs to go pee-pee, alright? But we'll just wait out. Maybe one of them is lagging. Maybe disconnection by Sand King once again. So we'll just wait for them to clear out things, and we'll be right back with more Dota 2 actions, alright? Thank you guys. Alright, continue back into the game. Interesting enough, I was about to go to the toilet, but luckily they just resumed back, alright? They didn't want me to leave the place, alright? So basically continuing the match, we're still watching the intensive game between Mass versus Team Invasion Esports right now. The top esports Dota 2 team in Malaysia. Two of the top ones, aside from Orange, as well as Dustbin, as well as MBFC. We are 48 minutes. It's taking them freaking 49 minutes of concentration in this game to go this far itself. Alright, Invasion Esports is still currently leading with 36 kills and 13 deaths. Mass needs to go with the game changer. We can see that Mass is making progress bit by bit. Alright, you can see that freaking fast attack speed coming from Alchemist right there. My gosh, but Alchemist still doesn't have sufficient items itself. He's still behind in terms of items, knowing that 49 minutes marks that this is actually late game already. Alright, so Team Invasion is keeping proper eye on Anti-Mage's movement because he is trying to push up bit by bit on creeps right there. He is quick, fast on the hands, he's pushing bit by bit, and Anti-Mage is already full on item. He has the freaking Abyssal Blade done. Alright, it's not that cheap having the Abyssal Blade itself. Having an extra 3.8k just to buy that Sacred Relic itself to just finish off that Abyssal Blade is not easy enough. But since he has that quick sense of farming stuff, the game it will be explainable. And since at this time, Spectre himself is also trying, and that goes, they're trying to going for the kill on Anti-Mage right here, but Furin was a bit late. He was unable to hack Anti-Mage before he makes a run for it. If not, he'll be running in pick mode. Alright, you know, since all the hacks are in pick forms, but you can't do much about that. Alright? Right, I don't know why Valve should make it a variety. At one point, these guys would turn into the peg, and at one point, it'll change into a cute panda, little panda, as what we saw yesterday on an open tournament itself. Right, for Spirit Bearers, which is actually a Spirit Panda. Alright. So every time the other team is missing as if naughty little anti-mage is still pushing off in the lanes itself. Aegis is, it seems that Roshan has been killed by the Dire, 200 gold to each of them. Alright, so the one who took the Aegis model is actually Spectre. They don't want Spectre to die because he's the key player in the game itself. He's almost done with the butterfly as well, so he should be as tanky as, you know, as tank as anti-mage at one point of the game itself. Woo. And here we go, engagement right there. Don't tell me Rubik's gonna die once again. Alright, engagement going on. There goes the stun being shackled right there. There goes the ulti from Sun King. Anti-Mage is in a pinch right here. There goes Manta Sub being open. Anti-Mage is to make a run for it. It will find the right time to go in engagement right there. Shrine Protector is down. Fist down coming from engagement. And down goes Windrunner this time. Things are not looking good for Team MalayAllSt. Invasion is on a roll right now.
Radiant's middle tower
And anti-mage, that little anti-mage trying to blink out here and there. He doesn't have enough mana left, so basically he needs to retreat back and refuel the mana. He needs to be careful because now Trap Protector is down, Windrunner is down. Trap Protector is not serving as a good tank in the game itself. He's riding too much in just one skill in the ulti itself. He needs a good placement because knowing there's a lot of stunners coming on from Team Dire, from Team Invasion itself. We have Dragon Steel coming from Dragon Knight. We have the stun of Burst Strike coming from Sand King. We have the stun of Vice itself. And here comes the engagement right here. BKB still not yet to be seen by Alchemist. There goes the BKB right there. Anti-Mage. Crazy Bull right there. And there goes the hacks coming from Fury. They need to try and trap out Anti-Mage. That doesn't make sense. If you trap it, you know, that's can't hit. Dragon Knight can't hit because he's being away from it. And there goes the Sandstorm by Sand King itself. Anti-Mage making a run for it. Very tanky indeed. And a nice haste right there picked up by Anti-Mage. Now he's running even more like a mouse, you know. It's like a pain in the ass, you know, when this kind of heroes like keep running at one point of the game. So they're trying to push in the lane this time. Power shot by Winner there. I'm not sure if it's sufficient enough to deal damage because at this point of the game, at 53 minutes, if you know it's a late game itself, they need to fan off the game real nicely. And thank you for the people in Twitch TV itself. Yes, I do need a drink order if only somebody can treat me, right? Alright, they need to try and fan up right here. Walking, anti-mage walking. He's aiming right here, going on for the hit. Killing spree by Spectre Dragon Knight right here. It seems that Alchemist and Traptic is down once again. Windrunner is down once again. These heroes are too soft. Anti-mage to watch out. Anti-mage is down this time. Buyback by Anti-mage. Rubik's down. Buyback again. It seems that there will be a Rex in the bottom lane itself. He needs to be careful himself. Anti-mage is still yet to be seen. Rubik's down this time. We'll have a look to the buyback setup from both sides. This might be GG itself. Double Rex, bottom and mid. And they're trying to push up the tier 4 towers located next to the Radiant's Ancient. And they're going for GG being called out by Rob. A nice game by MalayAllSt versus Invasion Esports, but still the winner goes to Team Invasion Esports. Thank you very much guys for tuning in to the semi-finals for the losers bracket itself. My name is Flavor, and tune in for more Dota 2 actions as after this we will be showcasing the grand final match for the AMD Dota 2 Invitational Tournament 2013 between Team MUFC as well as the winner for the losers bracket itself, which is Team Invasion Esports. So stay tuned for more Dota 2 actions. Goodbye guys.